So you want to be a full-time creator. You either want to be a content creator that sells digital products, or you want to be a creator that sells services to businesses or to people, and you want to do that full-time. Well, it's actually really easy. And in this video, we're going to go over the 3 buckets that you actually need to fill in order to become a full-time creator. This is more of a theoretical video, but if you can nail all of these things, then I guarantee you becoming a full-time creator is going to be really easy. And this is coming from myself, who's been a full-time creator for over 10 years, been running a real estate media business for 5 years, shot thousands and thousands of homes, and I've had some success online as a creator as well. Hey creators, Aimon here, and I help creators find purpose and profit. So let's get straight into it. The first bucket is mindset. So if you want to be a full-time creator, the hardest thing that you're going to have to hone is your mindset, right? Firstly, you're going to have to come up with exactly what it is that you want. You have to have a clear vision of your future. And if you want to know more about all of this stuff, there's a free course in my bio that helps you get your dream creative life, right? Feel free to jump in on that. So if you can come up with a clear vision for your future, exactly what you want, and then you take the back steps to get to how you're actually going to get there. So you essentially reverse engineer. If I was this type of person that was successful, what would be the 10 steps before that? And then start taking those steps, right? So your mindset has to be of, I am going to do this. And so the biggest part of that is actually being committed, right? Actually committing. And this means keeping yourself accountable when things get hard, because things are going to get hard. And I'm telling you this because, again, I've been doing this for 15 years now. And only within the last 2 years, I've really found my voice as a creator. I've really been grounded in my values and found exactly what I'm passionate about, exactly my niche, right? And that's because I've been grinding for this long to get to where I'm at. And if I was more committed, I would be where I'm at sooner, right? And so you have to get back up when you've been pushed down. And that's a really hard thing to do. And that is just when you have this really clear vision and you are so committed to this vision, no matter what, you get up, you have this written down somewhere, you look at that every single day and you say, this is where I'm going, this is what I'm going to do. That is the mindset that you need to have if you want to be a full-time creator, right? And, clients are going to tell you no, you're going to get rejected. People aren't going to watch your content. People are going to say mean things to you on the internet, right? Companies are going to ignore your emails. All of these things are going to happen over and over and over again until they don't, okay? And when they don't, that's because you've committed for so long to get to that point, right? But that's the hardest part. It's literally the hardest part. So it's just about making a real commitment to yourself to be like, I am doing this. And it's okay if that thing changes. This is just about having a thing written down to be like, this is the thing I'm going to do. And don't worry, it's going to change, right? But if you commit to doing this thing, you will get to where you need to go on the journey. And then it will become clear what the next thing is, right? And then you can just start pivoting slightly until you move towards that thing. And you tweak what your clear vision of the future is 5 years down the line or so. And so that's the biggest thing, is having your mindset, right? Backing yourself, really committing to yourself and having the mindset of, I'm going to achieve this thing, no matter what anybody says. The amount of friends and family that told me over the years, nothing's ever going to happen from that. You know, nothing's ever going to become of that, right? Like, you're never going to do that, right? And here I am, like 15 years later, still doing the thing, ignoring all of those people. And a lot of those people aren't even in my life anymore, because I don't like to have people in my life that have those mindset that try and bring people around you down, right? And because of that, I've developed so much as a human being, as a creator, right? All of my content and my expressive creative journey has become much more fulfilling, okay? And all these things is because I've been committed to the process. I just show up every single day, no matter how I feel. Stick to the plan, not how you feel, okay? So mindset is the biggest bucket that you need to fill, all right? The second bucket that you need to fill is marketing, okay? Now, marketing is also extremely huge, and it's really hard because there's so many different levels to marketing. First of all, how are you showing up physically? Like, how are you showing up emotionally? How are you showing up in terms of your communication? How often are you creating your content, right? What is your niche? You have to answer all of these questions. And what is your exact target audience? Who is your exact person that you are speaking to, right? Because you need to talk to that person every single time you make content. And again, you might change, you might pivot, that's cool, right? But as long as when you think this is the clear vision of the future, within that vision, you need to work your way back, speak to that person. Do you have a really good landing page, right? If you're trying to sell a digital product, right? Are you spending your time learning copy, learning to write words that sell? Are you spending your time figuring out how to actually structure your content that's going to actually have results, have an effect, right? Having a hook, providing that value in the middle, making sure you pay off on that hook in the beginning. These kinds of things. Are you investing in yourself? Like, are you actually purchasing courses that are going to help you level up your mindset and your marketing, right? Are you learning how to run digital ads? Okay. Again, this might seem overwhelming, but if you want to be a full-time creator, especially if you're running a business, these are things you all need to know. Unless you're going to outsource all these things to somebody else, that's chill. You can do that as well. But the more you know all these things, like, we're coming into an era where being a generalist is actually more important than being a specialist, because there's a lot of specialists out there. So if you can be the generalist that knows roughly all of these things and you're really good at one or two or three things, and then you can do all these things, maybe outsource your thumbnails, maybe outsource someone to run your ads for you, right? Maybe outsource someone to make your website for you. I've made enough websites in my time that I wish I never did that and just outsourced it the whole time. But I was a bit cheap in the beginning because I didn't have money coming in, okay? But now I'm at the point where I'm like, okay, just like focus on what you're good at and hire a specialist to do those things, right? And I'm still overcoming that mindset, and it's a hard thing to overcome. But that comes back to mindset again. But marketing is all encompassing, right? Are you reading marketing books all the time? Okay. Because especially, like, if you want to be a full-time content creator, like, you can't just make videos and chuck it out there and then think it's going to work. It's just not going to work, right? You have to be learning about marketing. You have to be honing your marketing skills all the time. And all these things are all encompassing when it comes to marketing. Okay. And it's not easy. It's a really, really hard journey. But if you're committed, like we said in the beginning, then it's going to be easy, because you're like, this is what needs to get done to have success, whatever that success looks like for you. Again, having a bunch of creative clients that pay you a bunch of money to do your creative special skill, or selling digital products as a creator and providing value to your target audience, right? All these things are really going to be like, develop yourself an insane amount. But learning all these things to do with marketing, like, are going to be the second bucket that you need to keep filling. And that's why I'm referring to it as buckets, because you just like need to tip a bit of water into these buckets every single day, and results will come. And if these buckets are full and they're overflowing, then that means you're at the point where you're making bank, doing your thing. So just try and get these buckets full, and it's all going to come together for you, I promise. So the third thing, obviously, is creating. So it doesn't matter whether you're a content creator or whether you are trying to run a creative business, like a video production business, for example. You need to create a bunch of stuff. Whether you're creating for your clients, if you're at the beginning of your journey, create free things for your clients. And if you're a content creator, just making a bunch of content, right? Do you have this scheduled in your calendar? Are you waking up and going, this is the time that I have scheduled to create content? This is the amount of social content I'm going to make. This is the amount of long form content I'm going to make. This is my plan, my marketing plan, and my mindset around these things, because you're filling all these other buckets, right? Around my creating. This is how much I'm going to be posting. These are the platforms I'm going to be posting on. These are the strategies for these different platforms, And, if I'm really generally making this video and a lot of these videos for myself 10 years ago, and I wish I stumbled across this stuff 10 years ago, because I needed somebody to guide me, to slap me in the face and say, hey, dude, this is what you need to be doing, okay, if you want to get where you want to go. And if I knew all these things and I was filling these buckets every day and I had a clear plan, and I was focusing on marketing, I was focused on creating, just crushing out content, then I would be more successful where I am today, or more successful earlier, So, creation is obviously the biggest pillar, and the biggest bucket that you need to pour into a lot. Because it doesn't matter if you're running a business, if you're creating content around that business, whether it's piece to camera or posting all the stuff that you're making for your clients, all that sort of stuff, telling customer stories, and you're structuring all these videos in a way that's going to get results, and you're marketing them well, and you're showing up as your authentic self because you've honed your mindset, customers will flow to you effortlessly, I promise you. And if you're creating as a content creator, and again, you're honing all these things, you're filling these buckets every single day, you're creating relentlessly, because volume is going to be the thing that's going to win in this day and age. And only when you have smashed out an insane amount of volume, that's when you can tone it back a bit, dial it back a little bit, because then it's going to be easier for you to actually know what works, figure out which structures for you actually are going to work, what kind of videos are going to work for you and your target audience. You know, you've looked at your analytics, you've gotten to the point now where you know what works for you. You can tone down the volume a bit, but especially if you're in the beginning stages, just crush out content, even if the majority of it feels bad. It's going to just get your reps in, get you posting, get you doing all these things, slowly build your audience, and refine how you actually show up as a creator, right? So they're the 3 buckets you need to fill to become a full-time creator. First thing's mindset, second thing is marketing, and the third thing is creating. Fill all these buckets and everything will become easy for you. You will become a full-time creator and everything will happen much more quickly than it did for me, my guy. So hopefully you've gotten some value out of this video. I didn't even say my intro. Hey creators, Aimon here, and I help creators find purpose and profit. Now, see, I've only just recently updated that. Maybe I did say at the beginning. I don't even know, okay? And the reason I don't know is because I've just shot like 3 YouTube videos and like 15 pieces of social content. That's because I'm crushing all these buckets, all right? But it's taken me 15 years to get here. So learn from me and do better than I did, because you'll get further than where I am sooner. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.